Percocet, Miley Percocet, Percocet, Miley Percocet, represent, gotta represent. Chase a chick, never chase a bitch. Mask on, fuck it.
Hi. Welcome to the Plumes of Hazard. And Fubaka. I don't know what his name is yet. We have the Angstful Vapor.
Oh. Sludge everyone.
Whoa. I have a can of something too.
Polar.
Grapefruit. Yeah, anyway. Oh yeah, and that guy who's filling in for Mastic Pants. He used to come around here. Understudy 77.
Hooray!
I look disproportionately.
Hooray!
I look disproportionately large in the intro video these days. I also brought a beverage, a fine bottle of water.
Nice. That's just prolonging this. Said like, yeah. So I did hide him from the show just now. Massey could not be here tonight because of a work thing. So Sean graciously decided to come and deign to come on and bless us with his presence.
That's the more appropriate verbiage.
Yeah. Massey had to log into chat to apologize for the intro. Well, that's what happens when you get a dank meme that comes across and just
Too late to apologize.
Yeah, no, it was good.
It's too late.
It is too late. Hey, it's fucking live, man. Gotta do it. Yeah. So it's been a minute. It hasn't been a long time since you've been on here, though. You were on what, 3 weeks ago or something? 4 weeks.
Christmas, give or take.
Yeah. Not too long ago. Anyway, good to have you back, of course, as always.
It's funny because I tell the people that I work with now that I used to do a YouTube thing, right?
Uh-huh.
And like the extent of having done a YouTube thing and products with my face on it and shit like that, and everybody's like, "That's insane. What's the name of it?" And I'm like, "No,
don't worry about it."
You've already told him too much. It's not hard to find. It's not hard to find a juice bottle with Rip Trippers on it.
I'm trying to catch up with chat. I see Sean. Where's there? There's there. William said that scared the shit out of him. That is a very disconcerting little puppety thing, a mechanical robot guy.
I would totally put one in my house."
Yeah, but it is a little creepy. Like there's something about the eyes.
I wouldn't put it anywhere where I ever would wake up.
Yeah, right. Or just like roll around the corner when it's like dark in your house.
Public room only in clear view in a corner or something. Like, fine. If it'll ever startle me, no way in hell.
Mass is in chat. Why can't he be on the show? Does he have to like be eating? Does he have to be eating like a spoonful of ice cream every 3 minutes? Like, what the fuck is going on?
You gotta click on him if you.
I did. I clicked on him. He said, "Turn him back on," because he had this just for everybody in chat.
I like his little addition of chat of yeah.
Oh boy, I'm gonna hide you again so we don't creep everybody out.
No, come on, just once. Come on.
Well, no, he said okay. I think he wants to go. Massey's got work stuff to do. So I think we're gonna let him go.
All right, get back to eating that ice cream.
Adios, Massey. Thank you for coming on, by the way, if you're still listening to do the intro. Otherwise, we'd been fucked.
We would have had to sing it again like the old days.
Yeah, it would have been.
Nobody wants that.
No,
Nobody wants that.
Doing that again anyway.
All right. So, welcome to the Plumes. Welcome to Monday. I hope your Mondays didn't suck as bad as some people's probably did. Mine was pretty gross. This last, so I've got a couple of things that people have asked me to test, right, over the last couple of month or so, and I've got like big project deadlines, like for like the last month, and it's not going to stop until for another like month or two, and I'm tired. I'm just tired. I've done a shit job at testing it, specifically one device in particular, but also like the Aura. Daniel gave me the DJ LSB, sent over the Aura guy, which is a nice adding, but I just haven't been able to build it well. I threw a couple coils in there and they were kind of bad because they were bad coils.
You know, once upon a time, we used to go through this and be like, this would just be very much this situation. This is what I'm hearing. Well, I got free vape stuff.
Yeah. Well, but I feel bad because they sent me something to do with, and I haven't done it. That makes me feel bad.
You should feel a massive amount of guilt for that.
I do.
I'm glad I don't have that problem anymore.
No.
Nobody sends me nothing, and I don't.
Don's like, following vape trauma. I don't have to do it anymore.
No, fuck vape trauma. There's been a lot of that lately too. Over like the last month.
Nathan.
I'm so happy I have none of that too.
Dude, this last month I've seen so much stuff just go crazy, and it's all passed me by. It's been awesome. I don't care, but like I see it, I'm like, man, that's gotta really suck.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
I actually might have seen a little bit of it.
Yeah, I think you probably did. That's okay. Hey, again, just like always, we try to stay out of that shit. It costs too much time and emotional energy.
It's not worth exerting my memes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't even like good trolling material. It was just like a train wreck.
It's just like, yeah, let me go find something else to do.
Like anything.
Said Amon. Didn't I have an Amon once upon a time? Didn't we do this before?
Yeah. I think. Well, I know Will and I bought one. Did you buy one too? Yeah.
Because I had it, I remember this because I had it, I sold it, and then I reviewed it as a piece of shit, and then the guy backed out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that was the Amon. I remember
you're pulling out the safe bet, my man.
The guy backed out after I reviewed it, and then I found somebody else anyway. But
right,
I remember that bit me in the ass.
I think Will and I were able to return it. I think it was Vapenart that took it back.
Always get paid before giving a bad review, I guess.
That's the lesson that we've all took out of that. That's happened to you and I both.
Yep.
More than once.
I just watched what you said on the show, and you said it was shit. I don't want it anymore. Refund me. Damn it.
Yeah, that was not a good move.
I've got yeah.
That speaks to our integrity, though. Damn it.
It does. Mostly, except for when we said.
No, it also speaks to your shit timing.
Yeah, it also speaks to poor judgment and bad timing.
Speaking of bad judgment, that what we're talking about has everything to do with this. This is the E-Phoenix, the dripper. What the hell is this thing called? I forget.
It just looks awful.
The E-Phoenix dripper, the V2, whatever it came out.
Yo.
I bought it on an impulse just to.
Wait, can you hold that back up?
Yeah.
You know those spinny vent things you see on the top of buildings in New York City? That's what that looks like.
It totally looks like a roof vent. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, roof vent. That's what it is.
So I bought it just for the giggles. I was at the con. I felt like maybe buying one thing. I bought it, and then all this stuff started happening like over and over and over at work. And it's not exactly how I like to vape anyway, so I haven't spent any time with it. At least I guess that makes me feel a little bit better about some of this other stuff. At least I'm putting my own money in stuff and not making it work either, because I just don't have the energy. Like I think I have re-wicked less often even. Like I'm sitting here vaping on shit wicks because when I have some time of the weekend, I'm just like the last thing that I want to do is rebuild.
Dude, I've been vaping on shit wicks for months. I just don't have time.
Shame. I re-wicked my Narca today.
Although I did find out that, like, so I have a coworker who always gives me shit for not going to the office. And I'm like, I always like, oh man, I'm like more comfortable here. I got a nicer chair. I got nicer monitors. And really what it comes down to, and the real reason why I don't go in is because it's fucking cold outside and I can vape in my house.
That's right.
Like, if I really think about it, like, I can sit on a call on mute vaping away happily, which I can't do in an office.
Nope. That is exactly why I've considered changing jobs over the last couple of years, and I don't think I can go back to commuting.
Yep.
I like vape breaks in an office because I end up walking. Gets me moving.
That's true.
I do that on calls anyway.
If I'm working at home, I'm like, it's like a challenge just to get up and get another cup of coffee. You know what I mean?
No, I pace. Whenever I'm on the phone, I pace, and like today was a lot of calls, so like my legs are sore.
But I usually like do a lap around the block when I go out to vape. It's nice.
Yeah, no, and by the way, there's nothing wrong with the resurrection thing. It's not bad. I just haven't built it to make it sing yet.
It's just oogly.
It looks like 16-year-old version of bling.
No, to be honest, I think it actually looks quite nice, except for the gold ring. The gold ring is obnoxious.
Kind of kills it. Yeah.
I think if the whatever that is on the top,
little scallops.
I think if they were smaller,
maybe
if they were smaller, I think it would look a lot nicer. They're a little too big. I feel like
maybe. The other thing that got me with this thing was the fact that the drip tip and the single coil reducer is the same piece. So you're stuck with this tip. Now, granted, it's a pretty nice tip, but it's not a PO tip. And I like the PO tips from Omen. And anyway, like I said, it's not a bad atomizer. I just haven't spent the time with it. I just haven't had the gumption. I haven't had the oomph. Yeah. Todd likes it, and that's why I bought it because the man in the shed said it was good. It's not bad. I just don't care about it right now. I just don't care. I should care more. So I do have a story about caring more. That's going to be later in the show first. But hey, Foo, what are you vaping on, buddy?
I got a Narca on a limo with abolishment. For reference. Got to get that placement, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Take my time doing this. 4.5. No, you can't have it.
I don't think you're supposed to show that on the show.
Oh.
That's like DIY shit. You just added a little bit of Nick, right?
I mixed 6 and 3, dude.
Yeah, exactly. But doesn't that make 9?
Quick maths.
I
have a Zenith with Booze Gold.
Sorry, I laughed. I laughed and it cut the camera over to me.
On the SX Mini. What? That overhang though.
Yeah. That overhang though.
Yeah. What about you, Angsty?
To your point, I actually pulled that out earlier this week as well. Just go back to the old mouth to lung thing, and it's still nice on occasion. I kind of dig it.
One thing I did notice with it, I can't quite chain vape it the way I like because our juice is 80/20. I feel like a 70/30 would benefit this more or thinner.
I would agree. I think it functions like this, but you can't chain it very well. Like it just gets a little dry. It doesn't. I haven't found it to be burny. It just
I haven't gotten, but it starts to taste cottony, and I'm like,
it starts to taste a little cottony.
Slow down.
I agree. This week I've mostly been vaping on my Limelight Gloom, unregulated MOSFET mechanical mod. And for you people that get all bent out of shape of that, okay, it's unregulated, it's not mechanical. On top of there is a Haku Phenom. That's right. Haku Phenom and an Omen tip. And inside of here is Rail Cracker, of course. And on my other Limelight Freehand, this is not a Gloom, this is the walnut version. Also MOSFET, also unregulated. There's a Narca with the cool pimpy top on it and an Omen tip. And inside of here is abolishment. And I got something else I'm vaping on, but I'm going to save that to my news. So, yeah. Sean.
I was waiting to be introduced. I I have a gloom and a
Actually, well, see, here's I'm out of practice, Sean. You know why?
Do you know who I am?
Because, well, I'm out of practice because Masty doesn't vape at night anymore.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's just me and Fu that talk about what we.
Hey, he's got a point.
Every now and then I'll ask him anyway, like, what did you vape today? And he'll tell me about it.
What did you eat for breakfast, Masty?
So I have a gloom as well with a fancy white button and a fancy Narca cap with the Narca on here with abolishment. And I have a bolt. This is all mechanical for all those people who get butthurt about it. Just to point that out there with the Stormtrooper door and a Narda with a special black cap that I'll talk about later. And just for frame of reference, both are full of abolishment, which this is just about gone.
Oh, yeah, you're running a little low.
I got another one over there. It's okay.
No, that's good.
That one lasted me a surprisingly decent amount of time, though. This is the only way to buy juice.
It really is. Like my that guy's been gone for a while, and my other one is almost there, and I need to hit at my source.
It's the only way to buy juice, man.
That's not true. I have hit at my source. I need to poke my source. Say, hey, hurry up. Get your shit together. I need some juice.
Leaders are best.
Leaders are best. Well, especially when you go through it, right? I mean, if that's the only thing you're vaping.
I haven't stepped up and ordered a 500 or a liter. Like I still order two 120s at a time because I go two 120s of pissed, 120s of abolishment.
You switch off.
So I used to order 3 to 4 120s of abolishment at a time, and it just made more sense to start doing a liter at a time.
Yeah. It's easier, especially if you're William.
Yeah.
Because he goes through one of those like every other week or something. Come on.
Because he has like 82 setups, and I think pretty sure abolishment is in all of them. Maybe pissed is in 3 of them.
Ooh, somebody wasn't here for my story about how I got switched over to mechs.
Oh, yeah, that's a good story. Go.
All right, so
I hope you give proper accreditations where they go.
I will give some proper accreditation, as much as I possibly can, while still remaining drama-free. I got into a situation where I needed something that was largely bulletproof, more active lifestyle, running, hiking, shit like that, where a stab wood mod would not work. I had one potential option that I was very interested in, being the Evo Sport, which was the DNA 60. DNA 60? Yeah.
I think it's a 60, yeah.
And without going into further detail, that fell through, as well as my general Italian connections. So I listened to Brian and Will and a few other people and figured that the only real way that I was going to be able to make a move was by going mech. And I got a gloom, and then it broke. So I got a bolt until my gloom got fixed.
That is entirely accurate. Same thing happened to me with my gloom, but it's back. Mine's even back.
Mine's back, and it's great.
That's amazing. I can't wait to my
for Christmas.
For a general long time prior to coming into DNA, that's really all I vaped was mechs back then. Anyway, I mean, I still think largely they have their problems. I still miss the consistent power from a regulated device quite a bit. But I legitimately needed something that could take a beating, and the bolt and the gloom are the two things that can really take a fucking beating.
They really can.
I
saw a chat. Hold on. Chat just said, ha ha ha. You guys want to hear a fucked up true bad parenting story? I do.
Me?
All right,
how much nicotine did your kid ingest?
Go ahead, Fu.
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, this thing is quite bulletproof. I mean, I think. Well, you remember I dropped this thing on my foot like 5 minutes before we went live? That shit sucked because it was this end, the battery cap end, that fell on my foot, like right on the top bone, and I have a very pronounced top bone on my foot, so that shit sucked. But this thing, I mean, the worst that's happened to it is I think that.
Yeah.
The one time it fucking skidded on concrete, I believe.
Now, there are still two things. One, it has to still be appropriately high horse for me.
Yes.
With the exception of probably the bolt, which is medium horse, but I'm comfortable with it. And the other one is somebody just said this is why I like metal tubes so much. And guess what? If it doesn't squonk, it's not worth a shit.
It is not worth a shit. which is one of the reasons why I haven't tested that mod that I got to test. It doesn't squonk. I don't care to like reconfigure everything and then start dripping again like a savage.
I know, right?
Shit, I haven't dripped in months. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Probably not since like the summer or fall. Yeah.
Squonking is probably the reason why.
It's also fucking too cold to drip right now, dog.
Squonking was probably the reason why I was even willing to look into a mech again anyway, because squonking and tiny mod.
Wait, hold on. Sammy just said this. His 11-year-old kid sold 4 sets of his alien coils at school. Dude, come on.
Jesus.
Come on, man. At least he admits it's a fucked up parenting story. Come on.
Wow.
Get under control.
Next, so we really shouldn't talk about this live because next it's going to be can't buy Canthol or Nichrome.
That's wow.
What did you? There's 2 types of attach you can add to it to make it squonk. That's true. If you want a lifesaver, or you want the old Super T side thing with the little 2 ml bottle, little squeezing into a Cardo.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't think I want to go back to that. There was
swear to God though.
King 44600 asked if I can show him how high I put my coil in the Phenom. Absolutely, I'd be happy to. Oh my God, that cap is on there, boy. There it is.
To Josh Miller, while you do this, he said squonking doesn't have a lot of devices for 100+ watt vapors, and if you have to vape at 100+ watts, according to Mooch, you're doing it wrong.
I just said in chat. Remember we talked about Lost Vape making a dual battery DNA squonker.
Yeah. So you can see here, you can't even see the coil. It's because it's up like that. So there you go.
I'm gonna guess abolishment's in there.
No, this is actually a fresh wick of a derailment. Rail cracker. So that's where it is. And let's see. Can I show down the? Is it bright enough to do that? Here, hold on. I'll add some light to the situation. All right. So you can see basically about half the coil down the juice track or the air track.
And to not misphrase Mooch, who kind of said that.
He did kind of say that, but he's right. He's the same thing we've been saying.
We've been saying that for years.
Yeah, but he says it for a different reason.
Yes,
which is better. I mean, he's just more concerned about safety as his job entails. We say that because you're vaping wrong.
Yes.
So for 100-watt vapors, let's see.
If you determined anything in 4 years of this show, it is that there's absolutely a right way to vape.
Right. And if it's regulated, it's 1.7 ohm coil with 27 gauge.
And if it's unregulated, it's probably still 27 gauge, but it's probably a parallel 27 gauge, and it's using a restricted lung hit at not a lot of watts.
Louise said, "Y'all stuff is too high horse. Please review some donkey squonkers."
The Bolt is kind of a donkey squonker, actually.
It is totally a donkey squonker.
You can get a Bolt.
No. We're talking about the fucking Pulse BF, my dude.
Dude, you can get a Bolt secondhand for like $100.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I traded a damn Haku Cruiser for this Bolt.
Yeah.
So about $100, and it was totally worth it.
Gusto West said, "Why go over 15 watts?" And that's true. If you are one of those folks that likes a really tight, high nick sort of hit, that's fine.
14.5 watts soft.
Anything over 35 watts, though, is just wrong.
I don't know what a donkey squonker is, but I got it in context. I dig it. So there's that. There's any number, to be honest. I mean, you could get, well, you can't get this one, but you can get a stiffy. No, you can't get a stiffy. But there's lots of those 3D printed squonk boxes out there, including the Bolt, that are very reasonably priced.
Mm-hmm.
And about $100-150 is pretty average.
I've actually used a couple of them now, the Frankenskull, the Bolt, and a few others, and I actually find the Bolt is my favorite, I think. It's got a nice squishy button. It's soft.
Did you see DRB 328? He said, "Things that I have learned watching this show. 1, mechs are stupid. Not anymore. 2, if it's not DNA, it's shit. 3, vaping high wattage is stupid. You're vaping wrong. 4, ride the high horse.
It sounds like he's literally taking just from you and Sean.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Like that's mostly Sean.
That's maybe Sean and I, but Fu over here has been you were a cloud chaser. You were the cloud chaser.
I mean, lately I haven't been. Like I haven't dripped in months, and I've pretty much been vaping at 30 watts on a Narda.
Yeah.
I had a brief
Because
stint.
you finally come to the right way. Although it's interesting is we didn't get Fu originally to be the cloud chaser. We got Fu to be the Cardo guy, the everyman vapor.
The everyman vapor. That's
But the thing is,
everyman vapor.
I always it was never something I exclusively did. Like I always had RTAs too. Like I was doing also. I was on the K Fund for like ages.
I am just always consistently amazed with how vaping has changed, because in the early days I was totally the big cloud, way too much air at like 1.2 millimeter air hole and 0.8 to 0.6 ohm coil, and sub ohming is dangerous. And like I was that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm so far to the other end of being a dinosaur, it's not even funny.
Right. DRB, Inokin he said, and Inokin makes shit coils. Well, to be honest, they used to. These new ones that they worked with the two.
Their coils are still predominantly shit though. Like they just righted the ship.
Yeah, they got it figured out now, I think, because the ones that I've tried in that thing have been solid.
They still got a ways to go in my heart.
But it's still Clearo coils. Those things are just some of them are going to be bad. I don't think any. Well,
I don't know. I was just like, it was like the Cleveland Browns. Like, word? Bad for that long? Like, come on.
And just as a side note, for anybody who's not used to me being around, I hope that you all know that I'm fucking kidding.
Right. Absolutely. Hopefully they know that, because all of us, we all say shit that we're joking about. And I imagine he knows that we're kidding, but
I would hope so, but I've gotten in a few arguments before I left the show originally that would lead me to believe otherwise.
Sean got it.
It's true.
Who the fuck is Duro?
I don't know. I haven't built my K-Fun 5 in a while, Nev. I haven't built it since I tried out the Skyline, and then I bought the Emotion, both of which were really good. And I haven't gone back to test against the K-Fun 5. I should probably do that at some point.
Yeah, I just used the 2 mods and the 2 addies, and I'm good.
That's sort of the problem. Like going back and testing any tank is like, it's not bad. It's just not how I want to vape. It doesn't provide the heat that I want. And it's the mods, between the mod and the Addy is just too big. This is so much more tidy and easy to carry.
But SX Mini, dog.
But SX Mini, well, at least it's not as big as that Hellfire. So.
Honestly, this is like I was having a conversation with Dong Magda about it. This is like one of the best buttons ever on a mod.
It wasn't bad. It had a nice click to it. I don't think I liked
how firm enough click.
I don't think I liked how long it was, but
that never bothered me because I could fire it any which way because of that. It's just like the perfect amount of firm.
Yeah,
I don't think I even own a non-squonker these days. Like I gave my last one away in a Secret Santa.
Mod, you mean?
Yeah. Although I take that because I don't own a tank, but I found the Fluid Cyborg. I don't know.
Yeah, you mentioned you found it.
Yeah, I have no battery that will go in it, but I did find it.
Well, and it was fucking useless in 2 of the 3 battery configurations anyway.
Yes. The other one made it exceptionally large and still useless.
Yeah. Joshua Miller wants to know if there's any mouth to lung grippers. Yeah, there's several that are pretty damn.
How mouth to lung though? Because I feel like there's like a certain amount of tightness you can get to before.
I am going to go to my de facto mouth to lung gripper being the Origin Little.
Origin Little.
Yeah, I was going to say Origin Little or Origin V2.
The Viper V2 did okay.
Origin Little was still better.
The other one was the Matrix V1, and that would be really inexpensive if you can find one.
I might still have one of those somewhere too. I'm not sure.
Then the other thing, that I haven't tried one of these yet, but Hellfire's got their new one called the Strike coming out. That Joe Chick's been stroking.
Yeah, see, he said real mouth to lung.
Yeah.
Real mouth to lung is like the Origin Little, man. Like it's.
Although the 16 millimeter addies are where you're gonna get it.
Yeah. And the Origin Little was, I mean, when I vape mouth to lung, like that's all I vaped. Like I had several Origin Littles, and I fucking love that little thing.
Until you came to the restricted lung crowd.
Dental surgery.
After your surgery.
Yep.
So anyway, the strike that I mentioned, the reason I say that is Joe Chick is not a stranger to mouth to lung. He actually vapes like that a lot. And he said he has claimed that there's a mode you can shift it in to make it mouth to lung that makes it really nice. I genuinely
question anybody who touts Hellfire drippers is good.
What?
I genuinely question anybody who touts Hellfire drippers is fantastic.
You like the Viper V2.
But not like the Origin Little. The Viper V2 was okay.
The Viper V2 was, I thought it was really quite decent. And the rest of them that I have tried since then have been, I would tend to agree. But you know what? I've been waiting to hear from Will. He said, there you go, the Sentinel. That was what, because he just got the Sentinel in to try that out. He said it's pretty solid. And again, I've heard from several people that one is getting back to the Hellfire performance that you would expect from somebody like Hellfire. A lot of the other ones that have come between there have been a little shaky at best.
At best.
But the Sentinel, I've heard consistent reports over and over by non-Hellfire Freako guys, because there's some definitely fanboys of the Hellfire stuff.
I would like to just throw this out there to Will too. Don't send me shit. Like solid, pretty solid is not going to cut it when I have a Narda at a Narca, and that's all I want to vape. Like I'm never going to get around to it, man.
Al said he loves the Kabuki and the Nautilus, and that's true if you're wanting a tank. I mean, Dong Magnum, our friend Dong Magnum loves the Kabuki.
The Kabuki was solid.
I never tried the Kabuki.
It was solid. I mean, it was a Nautilus. It vaped kind of like a Nautilus, and the Nautilus was solid.
Yep. No Sentinel for you, he says.
That's perfectly acceptable.
There you go.
I don't really want to have Brian's problem of too much to try that I don't have time for.
Now King is asking, and he keeps calling me Brain, which, by the way, I don't mind if you transpose the vowels in my name because I consider it a compliment.
I have a big brain.
That's right. Brian have a big brain. Can I tell you, please, about SSV titanium wires and your opinion on it? Oh, dear.
Titanium bad.
Oh, dear. So I did a lot of research on titanium because I heard some of these people go on and on about how Sweet Spot was different and all this stuff, right? I watched a lot of videos on both from Sweet Spot and from other people and came to the conclusion that the way they treat it might be more safe and I would buy it, right? I bought some and I used it. It does work really well in temperature limiting mode if you've got a temperature thing. I do not personally, I'm not comfortable recommending that in a mechanical mod. I'm just not. There are people that use it. There are people that swear by it. I'm not one of them for a couple of reasons. One of which is I had it hotspot on me twice, and it's not supposed to do that. And I was following instructions and being really careful with it because I was being really careful. I don't trust it.
Anxie is a very good builder.
Yeah. So it hotspotted me, and man, if titanium's going to hotspot and go white like that, no, it's not for me. So I would say that if you're okay with what they claim and how they treat it, and you're doing it in temperature limiting mode, it straight up did work when it wasn't hotspotting. It straight up did work very well, way better than titanium, way less fussy than the old nickel, the nickel stuff. Yeah.
I like Kanthal.
Kanthal works for me. Kanthal works for me. That's where I come down on it.
We're simple bitches here at the Plumes.
At the end of the day, we're all essentially dinosaurs in vaping.
Yeah. Oh, and that Tony does bring up a good point. Tony B66 says that to use their profiles, I would definitely recommend that. So inside of eScribe, you can download inside of eScribe, you can load up custom profiles for your wire heating modes, and you can download those from Sweet Spot. Do that. Grab them from Sweet Spot, put them as a new material inside of eScribe, load it up to your device, go at it, but just be really careful. Don't worry about King. I was joking. It's fine. That's sort of the problem. So All right, look, I do not pretend to be a metallurgy expert or a materials expert. I just know what I've read, and they claim that the point at which you can get titanium dioxide forming on the wire, they claim that their wire can't do that. It will fail before that. Okay, so that's their side. I still don't trust it personally. That's especially not on an unregulated mod. Fuck that. No, I'm sorry. I do not trust that personally because of what I've seen. That said, regulated mod, a quality regulated mod, like something like a DNA from Evolve, yeah, sure. Just be careful. Just be careful.
Yeah, DRB the furnace. Yeah.
And William says that it's harm reduction. That's exactly right. And now, can we claim that any of this is safe? No. Kanthal, not safe. Stainless, not safe. None of this shit is safe, right? But I kind of want to get it to where I'm comfortable with the amount of risk and making that as small as possible for me and how I feel about it, right? Yeah. The end. I don't want to talk about titanium anymore.
Just titanium drip tips by Omen.
That's right. Leave the titanium's fine in state in drip tips, fine in atomizers, fine in the tubes. Yeah.
You know what'd be dope?
What would be dope?
A titanium narca cap.
A what?
Titanium narca cap.
Like, yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
You would be maybe even doper. Bell
What?
cap for the narca.
Well, yeah.
Or
Duh.
in this style, a black Ultim cap for them.
Yeah.
The wedding
Yeah,
cake.
no, I really wish I do wish that Chris and his brother Michael, I really wish that they would branch out into Black Ultim. They've been doing the palm thing for a long time. It's great. It looks nice, and it does the heat dissipation thing perfectly. But it would be nice if it was black and it was more heat resistant. There are friends of the show, Mr. Bolton, that melt bell caps all the time because their shit's too hot or mounted wrong. The coil's mounted too high.
Which cap? Which cap?
Which cap?
Yeah, which cap are you talking about in Black Ultim? Mun caps?
The bell. I wish the Mun caps would come in Black Ultim.
Yeah, I could totally get down with that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to get chat because this chat never works for me very well. And Brandon had asked the question of, does that mean I don't want shit sent to me? And I'm like, there's literally no reason to send me anything anymore.
Unless it's an narca cap.
Like I'm a part-time. Getting something from a friend is different than getting something to test, right?
Yes.
Greg is a friend of mine. Like I'm not going to be like, no, don't send me shit. Like he's a friend. And I will use the crap out of anything that he sends because I love his stuff and it's all I want to use.
Right.
I'm basically non-existent in the vaping community at this point, and I'm a part-timer on the show. Like there's no reason to send me shit. Send it to the other guys.
No, we're not renaming the show because Massey's not here. Massey's just had a work thing, and Sean filled in for him tonight. That's all. We'll be back to normal.
I'm still a part-timer. I'm not entirely gone. Mainly because these fuckers won't let me quit.
Don't cry for me. I'm already dead.
I'm already dead. Have you named your monkey yet?
I don't know. I haven't, but I will tell you this. He is hard AF. You know why? Because he hails from...
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Hold on. Let me click on it. Wait. Go bring it back. Compton, California. That's cool as shit. But you should call him Kanthal.
Why? Because he's potentially unsafe?
No, because he's hard as fuck. Narda versus... Oh, my gosh. Narda versus Phenom? If it's worth hunting.
Dude, the Phenom's got like way more airflow than the Narda.
That's right. They're I would say they're both really good.
They're similar style decks. That's really it.
Yeah, I still slightly prefer the DA, the Narda. I just do, because with the juice that I vape and how I like to vape, that works for me. Now, The Phenom has a lot more, significantly more air, and if that's what you want, then get that because you're not going to get it out of the Narda. The Phenom's a little easier to build. You don't have to do any wire bending or anything. You just basically just drop it in there. And you don't have to chase it either. That's the nice thing about the Haku stuff is just join their group, and they run massive lists all the time. If you want either one of those atomizers, you can totally get it really fast and easy and not have to pay, flipper prices for it. The DA I still think is worth looking for. You can find them pre-owned all the time. There's crap loads of Nardas out there. Yeah. I don't know how many Nuregs made, Sean. Do you have any idea?
Thousands.
Oh, yeah. Easy a couple grand, a couple thousand. They're all over the place.
And the upside is that now that the CA is out, nobody cares about the DA anymore, and that's good for everybody who hasn't had a DA who wants one.
Yeah.
And I still think that I haven't had a reason to try another atomizer since I got the Narda.
Ooh, Squonk the monkey.
Except the Narca, right?
Yeah. The Narca's really good. I don't know that it's
not.
I don't think it's crazy better than the Narda. No.
And that's the thing. There was never any chance of seeing me in a flat brim hat. I'm sorry. That was never on the table.
Actually, Libby just said in chat, I like the Narda better than the Narca. Wow. This is something I was talking about before the show started.
They do vape a bit differently. That's not an inaccurate statement. I think they're both good. I like the Narca a little more.
Well, in my experience so far, I'm liking my Narda more because of my bell cap.
General customizing in general, it's better than Narda because it's better.
Oh yeah, I mean it looks pretty, but it regulates the temp of my vape so nicely that it gets to its.
Good one.
Seltzer, yo. Best burps. I get to like my optimal temperature of my vape on like my usual build, which is the Parallel 27, and I chain vape like crazy. Sometimes, and I'll take like, I don't know, a lot of hits consecutively or whatever. And it stays at the same temperature. The Narca is great. However, I've had to dial down my wattage a little bit because after about 4 or 5 pulls, it gets to be a little too warm. And, it's a smaller chamber, keyed top cap. So, yeah. I very much look forward to a bell cap for this. I feel like it'll get to that elite status of having it dialed in perfectly. Well, the stock cap ain't bad. It's definitely better than vaping on the Nardo with the stock cap. I don't know why, it just is.
There you go. I think that's a fair way to put it. And people, there's some friends of mine that do not like bell caps because they think that the plastic looks cheap, like it looks clear plastic. They'd rather have metal. And I can understand that. I can get that. I think a lot of Addies look a lot better with a bell cap, but that's just me. But the biggest thing is that heat insulation is huge. It's huge. It works so well.
And I'm sure it's the same case for a lot of other drippers or score caddies that have a bell cap option. So
it's exactly the same. So it doesn't matter if it's Narda or not. It's that bell cap does more than look nice. It really does provide some functional stuff. So he said he's been building the Phenom, and it's hard for him to get it to sing what comes to flavor. So for me, in my opinion, and how I vape, when I build either the Hakus, I have to cut the air down to like a third, like like 2/3 closed. That's where I get the density and the heavy flavor that I like you get out of Narda or another equivalent thing. That's how it works, and that actually brings me straight into this.
Well, hold on, because if it's any consolation to this guy, right, King, if it's any consolation to you, I never found a build that I found acceptable in the Phenom. I just never took to it. I don't really like it that much. It's okay, but I tried probably 5 or 6 builds, and that's about the limit of me caring. And I just never got it where I wanted it to be, and I just stopped using it. It's sitting on my shelf.
I think both of them, in my opinion, work a little bit better on non-abolishment.
Yeah, but I only vape abolishment, so that's the best.
No, I get it, and that's actually why I've been liking the CA. I think the CA is a little bit better for abolishment for me than even the Narda. I think it's a little bit better in this with this cap on it. I think it's a little bit better. So we've all said that for years at this point, right? There's different atomizers for different juices. Some of them do different things better, and that's what I for me with Railcracker, this thing's really good, really good. That does segue, by the way, into this. So last week we talked about this, which Stephen from Haku sent along. This is the Multum box that he's selling, and I believe they're $70. And what's inside of here is an Ultim cap, and mine is black Ultim because the other is disgusting. And this looks and works great. I've been using this for like the last week or two. This works really well. The other thing that comes in it, the reason the M is in the Multum is metal. And it's not just any cap; it is a single airflow cap. So there's only one hole. Now, I had a different build in the Phenom before, and I didn't like the way this worked in it. I had a hotter build, and obviously this is half the air, right? I didn't really care for it, so that's why I was testing this one first. This guy with my normal build in it works really well. The amount of air that comes into here is the exact amount that I really like. It's really good. Now, I was worried about it not having the 2 airflow thing, right, which we've all grown to love from the Narda. This seems like it does a pretty damn good job so far. In my experience so far of vaping this thing, it does a great job. I'm really enjoying it. It's quite a bit warmer, obviously, because of all the reduced air, and it's so quiet.
You know something, Angsty? I mean, every week there's someone in our chat that's like, "Yeah, we can't get our hands on Narda. Can't get whatever." It almost makes you wish that it was available like the Haku stuff.
Oh, I would love it if everybody had a Narda. We've said that forever.
Yeah, I just want to go Oprah with them.
Yeah.
Narda for you. Narda for you.
You get a slam cab. You get a Narda. You get 3 BF pins.
I feel bad for that dude who only got a slam cap. To loop back on an earlier point, I'm pretty sure somewhere there is a picture of me in a flat brimmed hat. Actually, I'm a liar.
Yeah, I was thinking that when you were saying that.
Dude, I think it was from Vape Showcase.
I'm sure I can find
a dude hat from some showcase somewhere, because he gave me a hat and I felt like I had to put it on and take a picture in it. So there is one
in darkness.
So speaking of top caps,
it's full of shit, wasn't it? Right? Yeah.
I can talk about top caps.
Exactly. Go ahead.
Did you talk about the top cap, the fancy ass narco one?
Last week, yeah, or a week, whenever we got them, yeah.
So I got one of those too, and they're super fucking cool, and I like it a lot. But that's not important because that's already been discussed. So there's no point in rehashing that because we're probably gonna say the same damn thing about it anyway, right? Other than that, I think it changes the heat dissipation a little bit.
Yes.
And I think it makes it not as quick to heat up, which benefits the Narca.
And abolishment.
Yes.
Yes.
So that aside, I briefly glossed over the mech story of my Gloom dying. When my Gloom died, unfortunately, several things went with it, including my beauty ring, which has not yet been replaced, and my Narda cap that was black Ultim, and you cannot get anymore. And I was very devastated about this fucking cap because I love that fucking cap. And yes. Dahan, who is just a brilliant human being, is like, "Oh man, I'll make you one. Like, no worries." So I sent him an old Narda cap, and he's going to make me a black Ultim Narda cap. Cool, great, awesome. So what I get back is a little different than that, but I have zero complaints on this, right? What I get back is this black metal Cerakoted Narda cap. So I'm guessing he took my original Narda cap, which is still very metal on the inside, and fucking Cerakoted it. Beautiful black to match the Gloom.
It looks awesome.
And it's fucking brilliant.
If I ever come back to your house, you better keep that on you at all times because I'm going to steal it.
Whenever I get a black beauty ring that I can put on this thing, it's going back on the Gloom with the all black thing going on again. Like that's the first thing that's going to happen once I have an. I don't have a beauty ring, and it doesn't really work well without it.
Stacying your mods.
It just doesn't really work well because then there's a stainless steel ring which looks out of place on the Gloom. But I mean, it's fucking brilliant. Like it looks goddamn great. Like so,
you need a black 510 for your glue.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I like the white actually. I like the tuxedo look. But it's a big fucking thank you to Dehan for doing that to me. And yeah, I guess this would be the thing that I have that really is like hashtag no, you can't have one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a complete and total one-off. Like just a complete one-off.
Well said.
I saw. That's what I was laughing about.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get a JMK one, Lippy, but you can also just get one at Omen. Omen's rat rings are like $7.
Yeah, I need, like I said, I need to order a tip from him, a blue Poe tip to match the bolt anyway.
Yeah.
So I can just kind of package that together. I'm supposed to have, at some point have a replacement coming for the one that melted, and I mean it melted bad.
Yeah, well, it melted good.
But I don't any real black ring will do fine because it'll just kind of clean up that look.
Yeah. I can confirm the ones that Limelight sells look nice as well.
Yeah.
I have
the one that I had that got melted.
Yeah. I just had the I don't know what kind of I think it was a Delrin one. But he is selling Cerakoted beauty rings now too that look really nice.
I actually am half tempted to get one to go with the Cerakoted cap on the Cerakoted Gloom because that'll look cool as shit.
Yep.
I did have some vape mail come in that's up here, and I got to give some proper fucking credit for this. I haven't really used it too much, and I'll get into that. But I got one of these.
Hey, Stiffy.
And because he's super fucking cool, I also got just a plain orange body, and then a black body and an orange for the orange cap.
Cool.
So like fully loaded and set up with the two-tone thing. Nice little build, although it really does fucking meet the Stiffy name. Like really meets the Stiffy name. And I find it a little much for me from a perspective of like just how tight that button press is.
That thing is safe as fuck though.
Oh, it really is, yeah. I just find the button press to be a little much for me in an everyday usage capacity.
Yeah.
But I'm super appreciative, and it's super freaking cool, and it looks really cool. Like, I know it's your favorite color, which is why I got it. I love the Halloween colors, and I know you won't steal this one.
You damn right I won't be stealing that. You can, by the way, somebody's B-Rad B-Vaven said, wish you could find a Limelight. You can buy you can actually buy a walnut or a gloom at any time. You don't have to wait for a list. You don't have to do any of that shit. All you got to do is send my message.
I didn't know that actually.
Yep. Well, actually, it may be because they put up a list every Monday, and lately they've been doing Gloomtoms. Ugh. But
yeah, I agree with that.
When the list is available, if you send her a message, you don't have to get on a list or anything. You just say, I want either of these models. Just get them. I don't think you can get a bliss like that. I think you still have to wait for a list for that.
Yeah, you can't get a bliss like that.
Yeah, but the other two are available whenever you want.
I would get a Gloomtem solely to trade for a bliss.
Why don't you just get a bliss?
Because blisses are hard to get. And I actually don't think he's making any more blisses. I think those might be done. They were a limited make. He was only doing so many. Yeah, Lippy just confirmed. They're not making any more.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
They said they weren't going to make any more flippers.
And,
but I would get the bliss that is the exact opposite of this.
He's
black hardware.
That's right. Absolutely. That's the way to go in the bliss. But he also said he wasn't making any more Gloomdoms, and they did a full list. So
true.
There you go. I think if there's enough demand, he makes them.
It doesn't make sense to go Rick Moranis on it. Like,
oh, if I get a Gloomtum, Lippy will trade me a bliss. Is your bliss white and black? Because if it is not, then I do not have interest. I specifically want a white bliss with black hardware.
And logo.
Yes. That is my specific ask for a bliss. Ooh,
I do have...
maybe I will shoot for a Gloomtum and then trade.
There you go. I do have some vaping news to talk about briefly. But before I get there, there was something that kind of cool happened to me today. So I was talking about my old Juul because it doesn't hold a charge anymore, right? And that really pissed me off. And a very kind hooligan, Mr. Spencer, sent me a bunch of Juul pods a while back. and I haven't been able to use them because my fucking Juul died. So I went on the Juul thing and found out that there's actually a gas station not too far from me that sells them. So I went down there and went to go buy one. And not only did they sell them, they sold the device only. I didn't have to buy the whole starter kit. So it was only $35, which isn't too shabby. So I bought one, which is great. But cooler than that was the guy. There was nobody else in the gas station. And when I asked him about the thing and we talked briefly, found out that it was the only device and stuff, and I was really happy about it. He's like, hey, so do these things work? Because I've been thinking about trying to quit smoking. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, they work. Let's talk, right? So I looked around. There's nobody there. And I said, you want to chat for a minute? He's like, sure. So we actually got to go back. I got to talk to a smoker. And it's been, let's see, the last time I got to talk to a smoker and talk to him about this, kind of intro him into the whole concept was, I guess it was a couple months ago. But before that, it was months and months. Anyway, so there hasn't been a whole lot of that I got to share, and that was really exciting to me. I really enjoyed that. So I do have a Juul back again, which is nice. Hopefully this one will last longer than my other one did. And use these. Speaking of which, I hadn't had the creme brulee one. Creme brulee is all right. It's not too bad.
Mango?
It's one of the better ones.
Oh, right, you don't like mango. Never mind.
I'm not a big fan of mango. Most of my pods are mint because mint.
They're my favorite, are the mangoes and then the mint.
I never had the mango. They didn't have them back then.
Yeah.
They're really good.
I don't think I have any mangoes. I think I just have a couple of these creme brulees and mostly mint. So there's that. So I'm pretty excited about having having these little monkeys around again, and it actually makes me think there was something wrong with my charger because my old charger wouldn't charge this one. At least not well. It was being weird. So I wonder if it was my charger. So I'll have to try to charge up my old one with the new charger and see if that works, which is cool. Anyway, so there's that. The other thing that I had to talk about was a couple of different things. One was something I saw on Reddit yesterday, I think. Let's pull this up and share this because I feel like we may have talked about this before, but it came up again on ECR, and I figured it was worth a share. So this guy is pretty certain that Vape NW is compromised because he used a one-off credit card number, and let's see, through privacy.com, and
but it's fantastic.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it's great. You'd actually probably dig it a lot, and just as a general thing, like people should check that shit out.
So I've looked at it. It's not. Well, I don't have a need of personally because my credit card does the same thing. I can generate.
Free and you can spin up an unlimited number of cards.
Right, but I can do that already.
Yes, I can't.
Yeah. So if you can, anyway. So the point is, he bought something there with this one-off thing, and then he got another transaction try to go through. And then a couple of other people in here also said that. So I would say be careful. Vape NW has been around for a long time, but if people are having problems with it, then I'd just say be careful. I know they are under new management, and maybe that's related. I don't know.
Anybody reached out to them and been like, hey, maybe your shit's compromised?
I have not, because honestly, I don't remember the last time I ordered from them, and I definitely don't know them personally.
Yeah, I just wonder if anybody who had ordered and is suspected of fraudulent charges hit them up and been like, hey, your shit's potentially compromised. Like, they should know that shit.
Yeah, they probably should.
I mean, they probably do if there's public posts and shit about it. At least I would hope they have enough presence to see that.
Yeah. Also, there was a post by our favorite crazy man, Stefan Didak, who posted this link to Vaping 360 that is talking about paying kids to vape in propaganda videos. So you probably know them by the still blowing smoke thing is what he's talking about. And apparently they posted an ad asking for groups of 13-year-old girlfriends.
Does that count as getting a sponsor?
Probably.
Oh, I did see that shit.
Yeah, I need a sponsor. I'll fucking pose in some vaping propaganda ads.
Yeah. So it's pretty crazy. They're freaking literally offering to pay minors to vape.
At least I'll look like I'll know what I'm doing in a propaganda ad, right? It'll be accurate.
Right.
State of California right there, man.
Yeah. No screwing around. And also something I saw today.
I blame the jewels.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think they call the prevalence of the cigalikes. I think that's what introduced a lot of these, because I've seen them on YouTube, right? These freaking kids.
My brother teaches 10th graders, and they're using them. So
yeah. If you've been around watching us for a while, you may remember a show featuring the guest Witty Octopus. He posted. I just saw it today, but it was 3 days ago. That he's now selling his flavors in 60 ml bottles for $15.
Nice.
So
His flavors are always very interesting.
His name was Lucas, I believe.
Yeah, his flavors and profiles and juices were super interesting.
Yeah, dude, his root beer was really good. If you like root beer, that thing was great.
Yeah, it was surprisingly good. Like surprisingly way better than I thought a root beer vape ever could be.
I would completely agree with that.
Man, I forgot all about that guy.
Yeah, I did too. I haven't thought about him in a while, and I've ordered that root beer several times. Because it was good. Let's see. I think that's actually all I've got. Anybody else got anything to talk about tonight?
I talked about top caps. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty giddy for an Arca cap. Real talk.
Yeah. I didn't think Bell Vapes was going to make one.
Are they going to make them? Is that happening?
Yeah, they made a. You didn't see the picture Christian put out?
I posted a picture in chat earlier.
I did not see it.
And
Earlier today.
we can't share that, can we?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, we can?
What did you post it in?
Our chat.
Oh, nice.
1 sec. I will pull it up. Somewhere.
I don't see it.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if other companies that make caps come out with them, like Otis, Vixet.
Well, I'm gonna have to fucking get one of those probably.
I was shocked because of how small the chamber is. I didn't think it was going to happen, but then this showed up in. Let's see, let's get my screen share going. This showed up in the Bell Vapes group. There you go.
We're gonna have to talk to him about not making it a slam.
Right.
That was my thing. It's like, yes, I'm excited, but
I commented in there, said I am absolutely in if you make a non-slam version.
Yeah, kind of like a Bell version of what you and Sean got. Like,
yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, like we're gonna have to have a chat with Christian, I think here.
I can't wait to send him some money.
Yep, I agree.
All right, I think that's it. I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna go do probably some more work, unfortunately. And then maybe
we don't have to argue about the politics of difficult video games like you wanted.
Oh, fuck. We forgot about that.
No, I'm good with that. I really don't want to go down that rabbit hole anyway.
All right. That was going to be a good topic. Oh, well. Well, everybody, thank you very much for coming out and joining us on this Monday night. As always, we will see you next week.
Yeah.
Same Plumes time, same Plumes channel.
I probably won't see you next week, but hi and bye.
Be in Fuwell and Masty.
Say bye.
Peace out. Later, everybody.